All right, I'm ready to create a more nuanced vocabulary of either being not interested in a person and being in love with a person. I think I have this tendency to be so black or white that either I'm not interested in them, we can become friends, or I love you and we're gonna get married. So this is actually really important because going back into my childhood, I would have coined it that I fall in love so easily. Every summer I would have a summer fling, would have a guy at the pool that I would fall in love with, and then I see myself on this journey of initially not being brave enough to reach out and speak to these boys, and then the older I got, the more brave I got, and the conversations that I could have, and yeah, it's actually really cute. But now I am actually thinking that perhaps the way how we say it, to be in love, actually, what if it's just such an innocent curiosity that we recognize something in that person and we want to learn more about it, we want to be around it and discover it, and because I don't understand the difference between actually, especially in English, being in love and then having romantic love for somebody. Because if I'm in love all the time, why is for some people more special than for others? Yeah, how is that? How is that? And especially the thing about falling in love and stuff like that. Yeah, because I feel that the whole thing about being in love, if it's just, if some of these curiosities had been kind of, how could you say, yeah, kind of pressing, as in there was an underlying need of validation perhaps that I was trying to achieve with that. And most of my life I had the experience of being in love without being authentic myself. So now, having reached a point where I feel so much more authentic and so much more aligned and truthful and speaking truth, my truth, how it is that I feel and the things that I believe. So that must be different as well, because now this feeling of being in love, I'm trying to figure out what action does that mean? What makes it different from, going a place and hearing a person sing really beautifully and wanting to talk to them about it, and then giving them a compliment like, wow, that sounded amazing. Where did you learn that? Or did you write that song? Or, just the tickling of this curiosity. Why is that different? And thus, being in love require an action, or is it a feeling that we can just be in? I really don't know, because I actually also believe that, I don't know, I should tell a little bit of the other context that I have as well, why I have this question, is because I feel that I have already given my heart away to a person And I am awaiting whether they want to choose me to. And so that's why it's so super curious for me that I can still fall in love with other people, with another person, and then not knowing what that means, what actions do I want to do? Do I want to follow that curiosity? Is the first thing then already love? This is a twin flame journey, so this is, it's uncomparable to these other things. So highly potent, so highly stretching. Anyway, so I think, maybe we're just making it too big of a fuss, and, maybe you can just, when you feel so much love, why is it sometimes different for other people? Yeah, let's hope somebody got some good insights. And otherwise, hopefully I'll experience something to answer these questions. Yeah, because also I actually had this conversation with, he's not really a friend, but he's a person in my community, and he shared to me that he is just curious and interested in me, and I immediately felt as if it was an indirect way of kind of asking me on a date or something like that, but that isn't really the case. And then it's really my own limited understanding of that there can be nuances in feeling a curiosity towards people. So yeah, it doesn't have to be romantic, it doesn't have to become sexual, sensual. So I guess to learn or understand what these different nuances of love are, and curiosity, and I guess maybe, is this love without expectation? Is that just because I've come from this way of thinking of this, what did my friend say? He called it the love escalator. So you're interested in each other, then you will start dating, then you will have a relationship, then you will live together, then you'll get married, blah, 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 blah. And I really enjoyed that analogy because, why? We don't need to be in that escalator, especially if, both people are content with whatever the connection is that they have. So yeah, what is being in love? What is loving and connecting? And I'm curious. I'm curious whether it requires action. I'm curious what limiting beliefs are obstructing kind of just enjoying it, and instead becoming anxious about it. And if, I guess an underlying question is somehow, do I deserve true love? We all do. And that is so interesting because hopefully we have people in our life that love us, that we love. And what makes the love, the true love, so different? And what is it for? How are we to enjoy it? And true love, come to me, let me experience what it is, I would love to tell you about it.